Did I ever tell you about that time that I lost my wallet in a foreign country because I was doing something questionable? Well, you're about to find out. Greetings, only fam and new folks. Welcome to the channel. I go by the name of Dxtr Spits. I traveled the world building my businesses and spitting bars about these feelings with my project How Men Cry. And I'm going to tell this story today this one is not a meanwhile in America, okay? This is a meanwhile on the travels. And it's probably one of my strangest stories from traveling, so buckle up. Before we do that, if you want to support, like, subscribe, hit the little ding notification. Always love to have your support, more content like this and more coming. So this story takes place in Norway, and it was a place that I wanted to go. Before I went to Norway, I was just in a really bad state of depression, just not really feeling like myself and just feeling really stuck. So I literally gave up my place and apartment, went on this few month long trip basically to Norway just to reset and get myself into a different environment. So I'm feeling adventurous. I rent a car, all of this other stuff so that I can really get around and do some traveling. And plenty happened there, but this one particular story comes from me and a good friend of mine that lives in Norway. We're going from Oslo to Bergen, okay? And if anybody lives in Norway or knows of it, that's about a 7-hour drive, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It's through all these mountains and fjords and just endless, just beautiful materials. So it's a wonderful drive to do. And so we're on the road early. I think it was before the sun even came up. And I'm bet, making good time, wiping the cold out my eyes, sleepy, but on the road. And we're making good time and progress. But if anyone knows me, okay, I'm very regular. And when I mean regular, I mean I'm pretty consistent with the time of day, okay, that Jordan poops, all right? Very steady. So this time comes, okay? And a little side note is, all this traveling and adventuring and other things that you've seen that I've done, I do a lot of pooping in random places, all right? I'm just being fully clear. I've pooped in a lot of natural environments with some gorgeous backdrops and other things. It's a thing. You gotta poop outside if you've never tried it before. Respectfully has to make sure it needs to be an area, but it's happened sometimes, whether that's on some of these long hikes or other things. It's happened, all right? So I got pieces of myself planted. All right, point being though, so I'm in, I'm driving, there are no gas stations, there is nothing, nothing's open, there's no way to get to any type of restroom. And I'm I gotta just pull over and I'm gonna walk up in this little hilly area and figure it out and do it. So I go to do that, relieved, glad I did it. We're getting up the road, hours, making great time driving. And when I finally have to fill up this car's gas tank, I realize I have no wallet. And I'm looking around everywhere, I'm asking my friend, have you seen this thing? No wallet. And I knew I had it before I left because I think we had either got gas or coffee or something like that. So I knew I had it before I left. Tracing back the steps, the only thing that I could think of is when I stopped on the side of the road that it had to have fallen out. And it was the decision was to go either just straight to Bergen and maybe try to find it later or whatever it was, or to try to double back, I think another 3 or 4 hours at that point, and then continue on the Bergen Drive. So had to do it. Luckily, my friend was there, was able to fill up the gas tank or whatever for the moment. So we made it back, and sure enough, right near where I had dropped a piece of myself, and maybe that's the universe paying me back for this, there was my wallet, cold and freezing in the Norwegian morning. And I pick it up, get back on the road, and within another 5, 6, whatever amount of hours, make it back to Bergen. And it was also hard to identify exactly where the place was on the road, right? Because you're driving through all of this stuff for hours and hours. It's dark outside. The whole thing was just insane. But the moral of the story is always check for your wallet when you're pooping, specifically. It needs to be there. I hope you've enjoyed the story time today. Meanwhile, in Norway, I hope to go back to. I really love and enjoy it there. I've been a couple separate times. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, keep following along, and go on an adventure, fam. Take care.